Who was your favorite content creator growing up?
Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to
Back when you were a kid and not much mattered, who would you always go back to?
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to
After you had that rough day at school, or that rough time in your life.
It won't be doing
The person
fire.
whose videos you would wait for every single week. Who was your favorite content creator? Now that answer for everyone's a little bit different. So today I'm making a tier list of 20 different YouTubers from the golden age of YouTube. And before the video starts, I'm just gonna say that I didn't watch all these YouTubers when I was a kid. So our list might look completely different, and that's okay. So if you feel the need to lynch me in the comments, know that this is a safe place for everybody but myself. Also gonna say I'm mostly gonna be ranking them on their old content, but who they are now does affect the rankings. You'll see soon. So this is my tier list on the golden age YouTubers. Wait, before we get into it, I wanna thank today's sponsor, me. Listen, if you came across my content and actually decided to watch it to the end and subscribe, that's really the only payment I need for these videos. I'm a YouTuber purely out of passion, but going full-time is the idea. So as long as you guys keep liking these videos, I'm gonna keep making them. And did you know that only 1.8% of my views— that's great, daily sponsor. Alright, let's start in F tier. Oh boy, here we go. The reason why we're not just talking about old content is mostly because of these two. So first up is Sky Does Minecraft. I feel like I would go straight to hell if I put him anywhere else. To those of you who used to watch Sky Does Minecraft as a kid, my heart truly breaks for you. The entirety of Team Crafted was a pillar of my childhood, as I'm sure it is in many of yours too. Spoiler alert, one of them is in S tier. Unfortunately, there is a reason why Sky Does Minecraft is the poster child of disgraced YouTube stars. If you look up Sky Does Minecraft right now, you'll find his channel. And underneath his channel, you'll find two massive expose videos on his whole situation. This man was abusive to pretty much everybody he came into contact with. So even though he was the crux of Team Crafted, the things this man has done are so heinous he deserves nothing but F tier. I won't go into it here, but trust me, he should be under the jail. So yeah, bottom of F tier. Alright, up next is somebody who is not much better. So you might be wondering why J-Station is even on this list. Well, one fateful day in 6th grade, a kid sat next to me and would not stop talking about J-Station. And since he did have a fan base around this time, and since that memory is so potent in my mind, I felt like he at least deserved a spot on the list. That being said though, his spot will most certainly be in F tier. Listen, this man had the most brain-dead content at the time. Even as a pea-brained little 6th grader, I could tell. I'm convinced that if you watched him as a kid, you are not a functional adult today. And to top that off, he's a confirmed woman abuser, felon, and faked his own girlfriend's death on YouTube for views. And for the record, as of now, he is completely off YouTube. So even if he wasn't a criminal, his content alone would have put him in F tier. But he is also a criminal, so he's going in F tier. Just again, I'm gonna put him in there twice. Moving on to our one and only E rank, it's popular MMOs. This is gonna sting a bit. And for the record, this ranking does not include Jen. Pat and Jen were some of the best YouTubers of the time. Even watching their videos back now, I still get that warm nostalgic feeling. But unfortunately, reality hit hard on this one. The story goes that Pat and Jen broke up, he got a new girlfriend, and then he faced several assault charges. This is where he started his spiral. For the record, I'm not sure how valid these assault charges are, because according to this Game Rant article, he only pleaded guilty because it was in his best interest. Not saying he's innocent or guilty, I just don't know the particulars. But what I do know is that he went on to commit more crimes, the most recent of which landing him in the news in this state. The only reason he isn't in F tier is because, look, when you show me these two guys, I get pissed off, okay? I don't like these guys. But when you show me this guy, I just kind of feel pity for him. This isn't really excusing anything he's done, but he is going in E tier. Alright, moving on to D tier. That was a pretty heavy one. DJ, could we get some like more lighthearted music? Yeah. That's better. So in D tier, we have Fusion Gamers, which even though he has a low rank, a congratulations is in order because he's the first one who isn't a garbage human being now. Okay, I am sporadically known to watch Fusion Gamers, and I have one big issue with him. He is too dumb to watch. I will sit down to watch a video from him, and I will not make it through. I have absolutely no beef with this man. His thumbnails? Fire. Is he an OG? Yes, of course. So the only reason why he's in D tier is because to me, he is the YouTuber equivalent of Dora. First up in C tier is Toby Games himself. Allow me to give you a blast from the past.
I have a patent. No one else can make a sword exactly in this way. Something that could be repeated. Catch, catch, laughing babies, people falling, hot, hot ladies.
Now that I've jogged your memory, allow me to introduce Tobuscus, the absolute goat of Minecraft songs. Well, there is one more, but When you think Tobuscus, you think Minecraft song. If you watched him as a kid, you will understand how legendary he is. This is an editor's note. I thought he was done with YouTube, but his last upload was 3 weeks ago. So why is he in C tier? Well, he definitely had a couple good series, but overall, besides Happy Wheels and his songs, I didn't watch him that much. I don't know, to me he wasn't nearly as iconic as some of the others. Still a legend, don't get me wrong, but he does kind of fall middle of the road. Next in C tier is the most subscribed YouTuber of that time, PewDiePie. Yeah, kinda not a good explanation for this one, but his content just kinda never really appealed to me. I knew he was out there, I knew he was well liked, but he just kinda never really connected for me. But I just wanna say, by no means is he a bad YouTuber. His life's journey is nothing short of inspirational, and he's literally living the life that I wish I could right now. He was the most subscribed, the most well respected in the space, he got married, and he moved to Japan. If that isn't the content creator dream, then I don't know what is. But for me personally, he is a C tier. Alright, now on to B tier. If you were gonna bust out your pitchfork at any time during this video, it would probably be now. You at least gotta hear me out though. So first in B tier is I Has Cupquake. I absolutely love this woman's Oasis series. I would hesitate to call it a Minecraft Let's Play, it's more like an art. So why is she in B tier? Well, I'd have to say because of limited exposure. Listen, when I was a kid, I didn't watch that much I Has Cupquake. The reason being is because she is geared towards a female audience, which makes sense. So I just want you to keep in mind that this is purely because of her Oasis series. I know that she is a phenomenal YouTuber beyond that, but I just personally can't speak on it. If you want to make an argument for A or even S tier, I wouldn't fight you that much on it. Alright, next up is Gaming Beaver. Admittedly, he's gonna get some bias. He is a dinosaur YouTuber, and there's quite frankly not a soul on this planet that could take away my love for dinosaurs, so sue me. All that being said though, he definitely earns his spot in B tier. He's been making Jurassic World content for a really long time. He survived making the same kind of content for that long, which is impressive. Anything this man uploaded as a kid, I would absolutely devour. Brawlosaurs? Yeah. Infatuated with, to this very day. When I get rich off of YouTube, you best believe that these are going in the collection. Just everywhere. I'm putting them everywhere. Point being, he's an absolute hero to any child who loves dinosaurs. And also, like PewDiePie, he got married and moved out to Japan. So Gaming Beaver with his Jurassic World series, his toy reviews, all deserve a lovely spot in B tier. Next in B tier is Vanoss, and look, I have a confession to make. The only reason Vanoss made it onto this list was because I had way too many S tiers. I had to be kind of harsh with some of these creators, or else this wouldn't really be a tier list video. So I chose to omit a creator who I think is personally the star of the Vanoss crew. That is not Vanoss. Not gonna say who they are, but it should be extremely obvious to anyone who knows the Vanoss crew. I didn't really find him the most funny out of everybody, but I will give credit where credit is due. Vanoss is very recognizable, and to me it never really felt like a one-man show, which is something I really appreciated. I feel like his content had a big impact on the creator space, so Vanoss lands in the middle of B tier. If I can't find someone to make a nerdy nummies recipe with me before I die, what will have been the point of living? Rosanna is a legend, hands down. You cannot convince anybody who watched that era of YouTube otherwise. Her collabs, her recipes, her everything. This woman spread joy like it was the goddamn coronavirus. The only thing that holds her back from A tier really is just that it was kind of hard to binge her content. I had no problem with her content at all. It's just that it wasn't really recommended to me all that often. And when it was, I would typically just watch the one video. Either way, absolute 10 out of 10 human being. Also, while making this video, I saw that she had to have a mass removed by surgery. Apparently it was benign, so the goat is safe. But either way, wishing her the best with that. Okay, let's take a deep breath. You guys want to take a deep breath? Let's go. Beautiful. So at the top of B tier, we have Jacksepticeye. I know. Listen, he is virtually the same as any other gameplay YouTuber. There is no real reason, I just don't like him as much. That's not to say that he's bad. I very much respect and love him for being an OG, but even still, he's just not my favorite. I do remember watching his Undertale series as a kid and thoroughly enjoying it. So I promise this isn't like a personal grudge or anything. Why am I even explaining myself? Listen, top of B tier is the best I can do, alright? Take it or leave it. If you want to flame me in the comments, go ahead. I won't cry. Alright, moving on to A tier, probably also gonna get a little bit of heat from this, but Corey Kenshin comes in at the bottom of A tier for me. I would not be allowed to put him any lower because I'm related to two people who happen to love his content, one of which lives under the same roof as me. So until I myself move to Japan, I'll put him in A tier. Again, nothing personal. Of the YouTube golden era game players, Corey Kenshin is probably the most tailored to me. He couldn't be more perfect, but for some reason, the child version of me could not care for the life of him. I've watched more Jacksepticeye than I have Corey Kenshin, and coming from me, that's saying something. So why is he higher than Jack? Well, for a simple reason. He's just cooler. I'm sorry, but even though I didn't watch him that much, he's just objectively cooler. Alright, now that that's over with, let's get back to some less hot takes. Ryan Higa is a name you probably thought you would never hear again. And unfortunately, Ryan has stopped uploading videos. Last I heard he was still streaming, but other than that, I haven't really seen much from him. But from when he was still around, he was absolutely iconic. He definitely falls under the umbrellas of creators who ended up shaping the landscape of the platform. This was the perfect example of a YouTuber that I could binge over and over again and somehow never get bored. Ryan Higa will forever be amazing in my eyes. Even though he has stopped uploading, the amount of legwork he put into YouTube, and more so that his videos just age super well, he deserves a solid A tier. No one, and I mean no one, can match this man on YouTube when it comes to the word influential. I would honestly be more surprised if you haven't heard of Captain Sparkles before in your life. The way this guy blew up is like no other. There are only two kinds of people in this world. People who thought revenge was the shit when they were a kid, and liars. I didn't know a lot of people to watch his content though. I mean, I did. Not as much as others would, but I still recognize it as valid. Captain Sparkles was an absolute pillar of the Minecraft community when I was a kid. To this day, he's still a YouTuber. He's seen much less success, which is kind of par for the course for most YouTubers from then, but even still, he's genuine, and you can't convince me he is not a hero of so many childhoods. Cody Maverick and Joe Buzz were the definition of a duo. I would literally sit and anticipate the next Atlantic Craft upload every single day. I would find time out of my busy schedule between playing with Skylanders and Pokemon cards just to watch Atlantic Craft uploads. As far as I'm concerned, this was like TV to me. The only reason they aren't an S tier is because I know for a fact that I am very biased on this one. I thought they were a lot more well known, but it turns out they only have like 5 million subs, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but there are people below them that have way higher sub counts. So while I might remember them as gods of Minecraft YouTube, I'm gonna have to give them an A tier to account for bias. Okay, I'm sure this is what you guys have been waiting for. So before we begin, I'm gonna set some standards. These 5 creators are in S tier because they either helped shape the YouTube platform as a whole, or helped shape their viewers as people. I can only speak from my perspective, so I tried my best to choose ones that should apply more generally. That being said, our first in S tier is going to go to none other than Game Theory. He was actually originally gonna go in A tier, but the more I thought about it, the more it struck me on how influential he was. He, to not put it lightly, created an entire half of YouTube. His videos are so nostalgic to so many people. Seeing a Game Theory thumbnail immediately activates monkey brain for me. I have no choice but to click. Only God knows how many views I've added to this FNAF Theory playlist. It doesn't matter if it's creepy or educational, Game Theory always brings back the nostalgic feeling. By choosing to record videos in his closet one day, he effectively changed so many lives. Gaming YouTube would have not been the same without him. I don't think I could put Game Theory anywhere else besides S. Full disclosure, I am Sundy's #1 fan. There is not a video of his that I have not watched. I can promise you though that's not the only reason why he's here. In Team Crafted, Sundy was probably the one with the best ending. He acts as a stark contrast to Sky Does Minecraft, because where Sky fell apart, Sundy stayed the exact same. When Team Crafted ended, Sundy easily got a foothold. Sundy's videos with Craner bring back all kinds of emotions to me. This single-handedly shaped my vision of what friendship should look like. Sadly, they no longer film together, but even though they don't, Sundy still continues to be a massive face in the gaming community. To me at least, Sundy kinda tells the message that even if things go wrong, or even if things fall apart completely, sometimes all it takes is staying the course. The truth is, I can't watch Sundy videos anymore. I'm an adult, it's a bit, unbearable. But when I watch his videos now, it really feels like nothing's changed, which to me is actually kinda comforting. Personal bias, yes, but I feel like I'll never outgrow being a Sundy fan. In my eyes, Markiplier was the first person to prove that being a creator on YouTube opens up so many other doors for you. He, in my eyes, carried the horror gaming community on his back. And then he went further. A Heist with Markiplier, In Space with Markiplier were both amazing. It is so weird to see such professional looking content come from this YouTuber. He brought his wealth from YouTube and used it to create something even greater. He forever has the respect and admiration of everybody on the platform. He firmly stands in S tier to me and forever will. Truly a legend is him. Smosh, without a doubt, laid the foundation of what it means to be a YouTuber. They innovated the whole space. They innovated comedy on YouTube, they innovated what it means to be a YouTuber. The amount of people who look up to Ian and Anthony will always be staggering. It doesn't matter where or when, but watching these two will always bring me joy. Everything they touched was funny and everything they did was interesting. Best of all, they're still around. 2 years ago, Ian and Anthony bought Smosh back. It's nothing short of beautiful. For me, it's an S tier any day of the week. To introduce our last S tier, I don't think I need to speak much. This is gonna speak for itself.
We've made. In a way, we've both grown up together in this place, and we've changed in that time. And it is sad to be saying goodbye to my lovely world, but I think it's the right moment to do it. Our time here has helped make us who we are today, and who knows what's going to happen next in our lives. So, for the final time, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!
I've just made another 8, which I can go and place along here, because I believe made a creeper blew up half the area, which isn't good. I'm going to be rebuilding like
You get it now. He's always going to be the best. Stampy is the embodiment of nostalgia for us. He reminds everybody of a time where life used to be just a lovely world. And even though that time has passed, he's still here to remind us that it is. Alright, so this is our complete list then. Do you agree? Do you disagree? There is a decent chunk of creators that I left out, so if you guys enjoyed this, I might make a part 2. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you could do me a little favor, there's this trick where if you go to the share video button, you can copy the link and it counts as a share, even if you don't send it to anybody. Trust me, it helps YouTube push out my videos. Anyways, it looks like there's nothing left to be said now, so with that, I bid you peace, my friend.